Hey, what's going on? My name is Avi. Thank you so much for joining me today. you that laugh is me finally getting to just be a normal human being outdoors, not in front of my computer doing cybersecurity work all day. It's just like, ah, you know that feeling when you just have like a huge sigh and you're like, oh my God, like you just feel like all this energy just let loose. Oh man, I hope you're feeling this right now. I hope you're just like coming down with me, relaxing with me. Maybe you're at the end of a long day. I don't know, but right now it's like 3:30. School's out for the kids. As I was driving here, I saw a couple of schools and the kids getting out. It's just got that energy like, yeah, man, we're letting loose. Fuck the day. Of course, I'm not done with the workday yet. This is a pretty late lunch. I'm usually doing these videos on my lunch. But, we're pretty close to the end of the day, and I'm fucking so hyped because I'm a huge fan of Avatar: The Last Airbender. And tonight, I'm going to go see the original orchestra in concert at Golden Gate Theater in San Francisco with my two boys. Shout out Isaac and Peter. Let's fucking go. My besties. I'm hella fucking hyped. This show is just going to be so ridiculous. Like, oh my God. Avatar: The Last Airbender is by far my favorite show. Just, I love everything about it, dude. Avatar is like, dude, like, where do you even begin with a show like Avatar? I mean, every single character is a different archetype representing a different sliver or a different kaleidoscope, a different angle of the human condition, right? It's like, of course, we've just got like the hero's journey and Aang, who's got this just mountain of a fucking task in front of him to like restore balance to the world and neutralize this very frighteningly this fucking Fire Nation, right? This enemy or this threat in the world that is growing at an alarming rate in its ferocity and its brutality, and he is the only person who can stop it. And he has to go through all these fucking challenges, becoming a master of all the elements, traveling across the world, dealing with other enemies along the way. He has to go through, his own spiritual journey to master all the chakras so that he can like activate the avatar state at will when he needs to fucking defeat Fire Lord Ozai. Anyway, fuck man, that's a whole nother thing. We could go on forever and ever and ever about Avatar. In fact, I think now that I'm saying that, I think I'm just gonna do a different video totally on fucking Avatar because Avatar is just so lit. Oh my God, it's amazing. But anyway, what are we actually fucking talking about today? I had a crazy ass binge last night. That is what we're talking about right now. So last night, I don't know, I just got done with my last meal of the day and I was like, bro, I'm really just trying to get some ice cream right now. So I went over to the local corner store, got some Ben & Jerry's, the turtle sundae flavor, which I've never gotten that before. It was so good. It had like these like cookie crumbles and then like caramel swirls. It was just like a perfect balance. Like it wasn't like full on caramel, which I feel like throughout a whole pint can be like a little bit overbearing, but had just enough caramel to really give it that punch. So fucking good. Anyway, that led to later on when I was taking a walk with my mom, I was like, hey mom, can we go over to the corner store? And then I got another pint of some other brand that I didn't recognize. It's actually really good. It was like grass-fed ice cream. Had never heard that term before, but we're going to go with it. Anyway, it tasted fucking incredible. Maybe that's because it was grass-fed. Who knows? But yeah, so it just turned out into an all-out binge. I ended up going to 7-Eleven, getting a bunch of their fucking, what do they call those, like taquitos? They're just fucking fried goodness, basically. It's got like steak and cheese, like outside tortilla. Oh, it's so good. It's making me hella fucking hungry right now, honestly. But, yeah, it was just such a fucking incredible binge. Also got pizza from 7-Eleven. Oh, it just tasted so fucking good. And I'm actually really hyped to say that I didn't have like too much of a feeling of shame afterwards. Like, some degree of shame is always going to be there with binging. That's just how it fucking goes. There's always a part of me that's like, like, why did I do that to myself, especially afterwards? But like this one, I was just like, yeah, like I don't feel that bad about it because I know I wanted it. Like I was really contemplating the ice cream. I was like, do I really want to go there? And this actually leads me to the reflection for myself that I think is meaningful, which I wanted to share. We all have dialogue in our mind, right? We all have some thoughts or thought monologue, whatever you want to fucking call it, that's just circulating through our brain pretty much 24/7 whenever we're conscious. And some of those thoughts are self-sabotaging. They're excuses, they're bullshit. And I think a huge part of being a resilient human who's dedicated towards a goal or pursuit or whatever it is you're going for, there's going to be those thoughts that are like, oh, take it easy, or you can do it tomorrow, or just something. It's a form of resistance. It's a thing that comes up that is serving no purpose other than to disrupt you and divert you from your path, the path that you want to be on towards your goal, your dreams, whatever. And this thing just sprouts up and is like, oh, you don't have to do that for whatever reason. Like maybe it's too hard. Oh, I don't want to do this or whatever. And it's just like, fuck that, dude. Part of being stoic and resilient and just a badass human being, I think, is you gotta be capable of hearing that voice and calling it out on its bullshit, and being like, oh wait, like that's not serving me, and okay, that's like what to listen to and what not to listen to. It's kind of like signal to noise ratio, which is an engineering term. And what signal to noise ratio means is that in any system, in any engineering system, there's something that we're looking to measure, something that we're interested in, and then there's noise, which is things that might appear like the thing we're interested in, but really are not what we're interested in. And when you're actually measuring things with high quality equipment, the context is right, you've got the environmental conditions right. Basically, when everything is right and you're operating the equipment correctly, you're going to have a good signal to noise ratio, which means, yeah, there's some degree of noise. There's always noise. You can never fully eliminate noise. That's another essential principle. You can never fully eliminate noise, but you can reduce the noise and increase the signal such that what you're really interested in is it's accessible. And if you put in a mindful effort, you can actually pay attention to it. Whereas if the noise gets too high, no matter how hard you fucking try, it's just too difficult to decipher what the actual signal is, what you're interested in is. And I think part of being a resilient human being is, like, when you're first getting into this skill, if you will, this life skill of managing these resistance type thoughts, the things that are diverting you from, let's just call it your ideal path. That kind of sounds cringy to me, but we're going to just fucking go for it right now. Part of being a resilient human being is when you start out on this journey, you're going to have a really shitty signal to noise ratio. In other words, you're going to have tons of thought noise. Noise being those resistance type thoughts like, oh, you can do it tomorrow, or I don't really want to do this, or do you really want to do this? Like, maybe it's better to just sit on the couch, right? Those types of thoughts are all the fucking noise. And the more that you practice identifying, oh, that's fucking bullshit, then you get better at not giving into it and staying on your path. And that's fucking huge, right? The better that you can get at that skill, yeah, it's just got such a huge ROI, huge return on investment. The more that you improve that skill, the skill of being able to identify what is noise, what is signal, right? Signal is like, hey, I have rationally decided that this path, this course of action aligns with my values for whatever reasons. They're going to be personal to yours. I can't decide your values, only you can. But you've decided, hey, this path aligns with my values and I'm fucking going for it, right? That's your signal. And that's what you need to tether yourself to as much as possible. That's resilience, the ability to tether yourself to the signal, the thought, the values that you actually give a shit about that are aligned with your true self or ideal self, right? Why do I bring this up? Well, last night, admittedly, I did not do a very good job of that. So, like, let me give an example first. I think this will give some context. Something that I have gotten better at over the years with binging, and I've learned, I've gotten better with this one, is some of the, like, it's all about getting better at the identifying the noise, right? And then not listening to it. One of the noisy thoughts that I've had over the years is like, let's say I get home from something and it's like 9 p.m., 10 p.m., not a time to eat, right? Not a time to eat. It's a time to wind down, maybe do some stretching, maybe some meditation or reading or whatever. Maybe TV if you're feeling a little bit like some extra stimulation's fine, but generally it's like time to kind of be, descending the plane, so to speak, and coming out of the runway, getting ready for sleep. It's not a time to eat, not a time to rev up the body. And what would happen to me in these times is I would have a thought like, oh, just a little bit of food before bed. Just a can of tuna, no big deal, right? Or like just a little bit of lentils. And so I would go and eat a little bit, and then a little bit would lead to more, and then more and more excuses. And it's like, before you know it, it would just turn into a binge every single fucking time. So I think one way I tried to approach that for a long time was like, oh, I need to get better at just eating a little bit and then being done with it. And I tried and that just never fucking worked. Like at night, if I got into even a little bit of food, and generally for reference, I usually finish eating up around 6 p.m. or so. So it's like I found that no matter what, if it was 9 p.m. or later or whatever, and I started getting into a little food, it was no amount of willpower was going to do it. Or maybe some amount of willpower would do it, but I didn't have it at that time of night. And we know from psychological literature that willpower just decreases throughout the day. You have the most decision-making capability and the least decision fatigue tolerance, decision fatigue. You have the least decision fatigue in the morning, right? Whereas at night, you're just like, fuck, dude, like, fuck everything, I'm just ready for bed. So what happened there was I would just try to have just a little bit, and it never fucking worked. And then finally one day I was just like, maybe I'm focusing on the wrong part of the problem. Like maybe the problem isn't that I'm unable to just eat a little bit and I'm unable to use that willpower to just eat a little bit at 9 p.m. Maybe the problem is that I'm listening to that thought, that noisy thought of like, oh, just a little bit in the first place. Like maybe I would be better off if I was just able to quickly identify that thought, exercise the self-awareness, and then just simply not act on it. Like reconnect with the signal thought. The signal thought is, dude, it's nighttime. It's time to fucking go to bed, and you can get some food in the morning, however much you need to satisfy your hunger and your biological needs, right? So I set out to do that. I wrote a journal entry at that time, and I was like, all right, I've learned that this thought, hey, just a little bit, ends badly every fucking time. Like it ends with me eating the entire kitchen sink every time without fail. No matter how much I try to do otherwise, I just get fucked. So from that point forward, I was like, okay, I am going to aspire and make it a concrete goal that anytime I have that thought, I'm going to identify it, recognize it for the fucking disruptive resistance bullshit that it is taking me off my path if I listen to it, and I'm just not going to fucking listen to it. And sure enough, it fucking worked. I haven't eaten after like 6, 7 p.m. Sometimes intentionally I do it for socially reasons, but I haven't done it in an unplanned way I honestly don't even remember the last time I did it. It's been a very, very, very long time. So it works really, really well. Here's where, and part of that process is you have to fuck up a few times, or maybe many times, before you start seeing that pattern. The pattern being, oh, I consistently notice that in XYZ situation, I have this noisy thought, I listen to the noisy thought, and then that leads to me just getting fucked up, right? Or getting off the path, derailed from your goal, whatever. So you sometimes have to go through a lot of failures. In my case, it was like I had to come home after 9 p.m. and binge based on that noisy thought many, many times. We're probably talking like on the order of like 100 times, maybe a little less, but maybe not. I mean, I had to do that so many fucking times, fail so many times in that exact same context before my dumbass of a brain finally was like, hey, maybe we just shouldn't act on that thought. Like, and maybe we should be aware of it in the first place, right? Like, you don't have to act on that. So where did I fail last night? And by the way, this has happened before too. And now I'm relearning it. So I'm sharing with you the relearning process. It was, I finished my day of eating or whatever. It was like 3,500 calories, which is pretty much maintenance for me. I'm a 6-foot guy, very, very active. I usually walk somewhere between 7 and 10 miles a day. That's partly doable just because I work fully remote. I walk like every hour and a half for a mile. And then also I do a vigorous workout usually every day too, either strength training or like a run or something like that, sprints, whatever. But yeah, so I ate my 3,500 for the day, and I was just like, that voice of like, I really want ice cream. And I had that moment of deliberation, of wondering, like, it's really contemplating, do I want to fucking do this? The moment of like being seized, like you're at the crossroads and you're like, you're being pulled in two directions. You got the devil on one shoulder, the angel on the other. And I was like, you should just go brush your teeth, But then I had the other thought that was like, fuck it, I just want some ice cream, right? And then I told myself, I'll just have a little bit and then move on. Like, I'll just get a pint of ice cream. And then that's like a 4,500 calorie day, no big deal. Of course, that did not fucking happen, and I have fallen prey to that trap before, right? This is not the first fucking time that has happened. It has happened many, many times. So, we're relearning. And what are we relearning? That's noise. That is fucking noise. That is bullshit that is derailing you. Derailing me. Actively derailing me. So my commitment to myself is I want to get better at identifying that noise in that exact situation, right? So that's different than the coming home at 9 p.m. This context is, hey, I just finished dinner. Maybe I'm feeling a little bit of psychological pull for some more food, or whatever, or some junk food in that case. And I want to get better at identifying that specific thought of, I'll just get a little bit of ice cream. If it's out of the fucking house, it's different if it's in the house. Like, that's planned food. If I'm like going to Safeway or a corner store or whatever to get a pint of Ben & Jerry's, that's not just a pint of Ben & Jerry's. And that's the lie. That's the lie I want to get better at. That's the noise I want to get better at identifying. If I hear that fucking noisy thought of, just a little bit of ice cream, like, no, dude, a little bit of ice cream is not a little bit of ice cream. That is fucking bullshit. And you know it's bullshit. I know it's bullshit. So now, that's all it is. I think the game at this point, right, this isn't about shame, like you're not a bad or good person because you eat well or you don't eat well, right? This isn't about shame. This is about improving a skill. And the skill is how often, ideally 100%, how often of the time can you successfully identify that noisy thought, call it out for the lie that it is, and then not act on it? So that's what I'm challenging myself to do. Hey, a little bit of ice cream? That's bullshit. Like, so I want to get better. Like, when I had that thought in real time, identifying, being like, yeah, that's that voice. That's that voice that's just trying to fucking derail me and get a little bit of pleasure. But I know how that one ends every single time. If I listen to that, I'm going to fucking go and binge. So I know that's fucking bullshit. That's noise. It's not worth listening to. Hopping over a little water right there. It's not worth listening to. And instead, I need to just stay on my path. Time to go brush. So those thoughts that are really just justifications or excuses and make it seem like you're just going to do a little bit or whatever the little bit is, but really they mean something completely else. And that will be different for you, right? I'm a different human than you. You're a different human than me. So what I would say for you is reflect on, like, is there anything in your life that you're striving for or pursuing, and you feel like there's just these kind of recurring environments or circumstances in which you have like a derailing or noisy thought? And if so, what is the thought telling you that you're going to do? And then what do you actually go and end up doing, right? Because in my case, the thought was telling me, you're just going to have a little ice cream. But then I would actually go and have an all-out binge, right? So the thing for you, your homework, I think, here is, if you want to do it, right? Obviously, you don't have to fucking do this shit. This is some stupid YouTube video. So you could just say, hey, Avi, fuck you. I ain't doing it. But if you want to do the homework, I think the homework would be, what is the thought telling you that you're going to do? What is the behavior you actually end up doing? So what's the gap between the two? And then in the future, when you identify the noisy thought, remind yourself, there's a gap between what this thought is telling me I'm going to do and then what I actually go and do. That's bullshit. It's misleading me. That's a lie. I need to recall the signal thought and then boom, go for the fucking signal thought. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Just wanted to share that with you. That is a learning lesson that I will learn time and time and time again. It is a huge part of the binge eating journey. If binge eating is something you struggle with, I honestly think that any ailment related to addiction or addictive tendencies is going to benefit massively from this skill, right? Being able to decipher between signal and noise and seeing what the gap is between what the noise is telling you you're going to do and then what you actually end up doing, and seeing that before you even act on the noise and then deliberately not acting on the noise. Huge, huge skill. Let me know how it goes for you. And, but you know, I gotta say, I am proud of myself because I think this time I did a really good job of identifying, hey, I'm lacking in this skill. Last night I made a mistake. I did not practice that skill and I did not, I have opportunity for improvement with that, but I didn't really, I think I did a good job of not making it a moral matter. Like, even this morning, like I've had times in the past where I woke up after binging just like super suicidal and like, like I fucked everything up and I don't want a beer, I'd rather be dead. Like I've had those thoughts and I didn't have any of that this morning. I was just like, all right, what's done is done. Let's learn from it. And, doesn't make you a bad person. I totally get why I wanted it. And we move on. So hopefully this can be helpful for you. If it was helpful, please feel free to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more content in the future. And also have a great day. Like seriously, Thursday, we're almost there, almost to Friday. I hope you just have a wonderful day. And enjoy nature if you can, man. Get out, take a walk, maybe go to the beach if you have a beach near you. If you don't, hit the mountains. If you don't have any mountains near you, find something close to nature, something close to the real home, bro. That's the real home. And yeah, wishing you love and harmony, deep breaths, relaxation, and go and connect with a loved one. Have a great day.